Paul Pogba's contract with Manchester United ends in the summer of 2022. With Mino Raiola making all the wrong noises in the newspapers and fanning rumours of discontent, it looks unlikely that he'll see out his contract at Old Trafford. It makes one ponder over the €105 million spent by the Red Devils and what they got in return. A solitary Europa League title is not enough to show for his times in the Premier League. Manchester United was supposed to be transformed under him. The midfield was supposed to be his commanding area, but it's not come to fruition as the United faithful had anticipated. For reasons right or wrong, Pogba has far from secured a starting berth or been considered an automatic starter. As it stands, he's playing under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, his second manager at Old Trafford, but the issues that plagued him under Jose Mourinho persist. Under the guise of rest, the Norwegian axed him out of the first team squad. The successive appearances in Premier League and the constraints of playing in the Champions League weigh heavily on any player, but the guise of rest does not sit with him. The 2018 World Cup winner is a mercurial presence in the starting 11. He's capable of the audacious and going missing in games. The latter has been more prevalent in his performances than the former. The patience for him to deliver at his best is running thin. He turns 28 in the coming March, the prime age for any enterprising footballer. For a midfield general who was supposed to transform the fate of an ailing Man United, he's yet to deliver on his promise. This makes one question, whether that promise will ever be fulfilled. Taking into consideration United's recent performances, the questions increase. Fred and Scott McTominay took the midfield positions. The young Scotsman continued his prolific goal-scoring form and gave a good account of his abilities. Together with the Brazilian midfield dynamo, he showed that he can take on the responsibilities without the need for Pogba. It becomes more pronounced given the fact Pogba was not only missing from the first team, but wasn't even in the squad. A year ago, this would have caused an uproar in club circles. Solskjaer would be forced to answer repeatedly about his situation. This isn't the case now. Pogba missing from the squad is not an anomaly now. Moreover, the club can take care of business without him. Bruno Fernandes' arrival has changed this perspective. The Portuguese man is the leader United have been waiting for, and it's made the French midfielder a second fiddle to his ploys. The second coming of Eric Cantona does not lead the offensive lines, and neither is a French midfield general, but he does dictate play and likes to try his luck from outside the area. Fernandes' stats at Old Trafford are padded with penalty-taking responsibilities, which have become more vital to their cause in this glitchy VAR era. However, they also highlight what a vociferous midfield presence adds to their ranks. Pogba's cause has not been helped out at all by Mino Raiola's incoherent rants in the media. The super agent has been calling out Man United in the papers. He wants to instigate a transfer away from Old Trafford for his client, but at what cost? While Fernandes has made himself a darling of the Red Devils faithful, Pogba has been ostracised at the club. Even after 4 years, the fans have yet to take a liking for this fun-loving character. No one from the dressing room can state that Pogba is not great company to be around. He brings the mood up and makes everybody feel giddy. Some of the perceptions around him have been improved by his social media activity, but it's also backfired. Pogba has been painted in the light of being non-serious. The agent hasn't helped improve his image, and neither has the club. But it's not his only undoing. Whenever the midfielder has come under flack for his performances or antics off the pitch, there is radio silence from those who have his best interests at heart. Graham Souness has a vendetta against him, and this is so transparent that social media is full of memes about it. Pogba might have been tactfully incorrect in calling out the Liverpool great, but there's no denying the magnitude of his claim. Pogba has the trophy cabinet and winners' medals that put Souness to shame. He was not a passenger in the World Cup winning team, but the main protagonist. It was from his boots that France's machinery ticked. Didier Deschamps knows the importance of Pogba in his starting lineup. To his advantage, the France manager also has more players at his disposal than Solskjaer does. The Norwegian tactician axing or giving extended rest to Pogba should be considered in the same vein as Karim Benzema being given time to get rid of his off-field issues. This makes the whole situation all the more noteworthy. Is the mercurial midfielder wanted at the club, or are both parties wasting each other's time? Manchester United are third in the Premier League table with a game in hand. They've nullified the threat of Manchester City, closed down Chelsea, taken points off Everton and shown resolve against Southampton. They've been troubled by North London sides this season. United were miserable against Tottenham in that 1-6 routing at Old Trafford and against Arsenal. lost out to the tactics that gave Solskjaer his current job. Take these performances out and you have them giving a good account of themselves. In the Champions League, they should have done the double over PSG. After taking the honours in the away leg, they had the home game in their grasp, but the red card to Fred changed the dynamic of the game. Even in that game, Pogba was missing. Solskjaer preferred the pairing of Fred with McTominay. This shows the Manchester United manager has different plans in place. He's not reliant on Pogba like he is in his attacking quartet of Martial, Greenwood, Rashford and Fernandes. Pogba is expendable. For a player who's made 16 competitive appearances, 10 of which are in the Premier League, the 27-year-old's stock is waning as Solskjaer learns to live without the most expensive player of United's history. In times of financial insecurity, not having your second highest earner in the squad says a lot about the stature of said player. Everyone is aware of Mesut Ozil's prowess with the football at his feet, and one is left wondering why he doesn't feature for the struggling Arsenal. It's not a joke that the Gunners are in a rut, and if this continues for any longer, they will have a relegation battle on their hands. Wycombe Wanderers would love to have them in the Championship, but Arsenal's global fanbase will be up in arms. We've learnt from the Arsenal experience that the club is bigger than the player, even if the player is on the right side of things. Pogba should take a leaf out of Ozil's book and rein himself in, or else he will become another World Cup winner out of the first team squad. That situation will be welcomed by Raiola. The Italian will already have plans in place to move his top client around. It's rumoured that he earned a crisp €20 million from Pogba's transfer from Juventus. A repeat of this will surely be welcomed, and he will be relishing his situation at Old Trafford. This adds credence to his ill-timed outburst at the eve of the Manchester derby. With time running out on Pogba's contract, Raiola wants him to move. This brings us to the question, where will the Frenchman most be at home? Zinedine Zidane wants him at Real Madrid. He's not feigned his interest, and Los Blancos want him to be part of the rebuilding job at the Santiago Bernabeu. The problem is the strained relationship between Real and Manchester United's hierarchy. After Cristiano Ronaldo's departure, United have been wary of interest from the Spanish giants. The 4 Champions League trophies that Ronaldo won in the white jersey could have been on display at Old Trafford. This is why David De Gea's protracted transfer was halted until the last minutes, and a delayed fax put an end to all the interest. Pogba to Real Madrid has similar, if not more, roadblocks. United are vengeful in their approach and won't allow Madrid to capitalise on their second highest earner. They will look to take every penny out from the record Spanish winners, something that their rivals in the deal can't afford. The construction of the new stadium has put strains on Madrid's ability to spend. This has been exacerbated in the current financial conditions. Los Blancos can shell out the money to secure the services of Pogba, but would prefer not to, especially after the stupendous rise in Federico Valverde's stock. The Uruguayan midfielder has proven himself worthy at the club, and Pogba's arrival will only halt his career progression. Juventus are also in the fray to secure his services. As it stands, they are the club with the greatest threat to Real Madrid's chances of signing Pogba. The Frenchman enjoyed the best time of his career at Turin. He was transformed into a global superstar at the Allianz Arena and still has fond memories attached with the Italian giants. Andrea Pirlo's arrival at the helm adds credence to these links. Pogba had a great run in the Serie A while playing alongside the Italian maestro. After sharing the dressing room with the current manager and the tactician being well versed with what the midfielder has to offer, this is a match made in heaven. Moreover, Raiola knows the Juve hierarchy. He has a great relationship with Andrea Agnelli and her board. He's realised numerous deals in Turin and is at home negotiating with the club. It was he who brought Zlatan Ibrahimovic to the club's doors. While that love affair only lasted a couple of seasons, it shows what the super agent is capable of. The deal won't be simple to put together. United will get rid of Pogba if the right offer comes. The right offer from Juve will not be an all-cash, but a player plus cash deal. The coronavirus pandemic has tightened the purses at the Allianz Arena, and expecting a huge outlay from the Italian giants is out of the picture. In addition, there are lots of players that the Bianconeri want to get rid of. After a false dawn last year, Paulo Dybala continues to struggle in Turin. La Gioia is extremely gifted, and there are no qualms about his potential. But with another managerial change, his minutes at the club have come down. Pirlo prefers Cristiano Ronaldo with Dejan Kulusevski. It does not leave space for Dybala, and he's far too big an asset to be glued onto the bench. Juve will look to entice United with a player plus cash offer. Dybala is the player in question. The Argentine was close to joining the Red Devils in the summer of 2019, but Mauricio Sarri swayed him to change his decision. This time around he won't be bothered. He's the player United need. Blessed with natural talent that can unlock shrewd defences, his addition to the Old Trafford dressing room would be welcomed by Solskjaer. Even Pogba would welcome the swap and a return to his old stomping ground. But will it be the right decision? Pogba doesn't have anything to prove in Serie A. He's already won everything there is to win. To cement his legacy as the generational talent he is, a Ballon d'Or contender when Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi hang up their boots, Pogba has not come close to justifying that tag. Leaving Man United with mediocre success to show for would be a blot on his career. He could be the returning hero in Turin, and this is all he would be, a returning hero, not a messiah. It's a complex quandary which the Frenchman has to answer. Does he stick around and become relegated to a squad member, or should he move to further his legend? The dynamics of Manchester United don't allow him to successfully realise his ambitions in English top-flight football. The rise of Pep Guardiola's Man City and Jurgen Klopp's Liverpool didn't do his cause any favours, but leaving now, when United are on the cusp of challenging the dominance of Liverpool and Man City, would be considered an act of cowardice. A move to Juventus would help him restore his credentials, but it would also mark him as a failure in the most competitive football league.